All right. What's up? Let me adjust. Let me adjust. Welcome, y'all, to the West Side. Set the West. Welcome, welcome. What a good do. Top of the top. I am on my way to the court building, even though I'm pretty sure it ain't gonna be too much going on. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. That should be better. All right, people. People is in the building. The people piling in. I don't know what's up. Um, we are live from Los Angeles, and I'm gonna just pull up to the port just to pull up and say, going back to Chinatown. Chinatown. This is Chinatown, Los Angeles. I've been to some Chinatowns. I've been to Vancouver's Chinatown, and that Vancouver Chinatown's a beast, and it's really good food. Them Canadians is racist as hell. They saw me going over there, right, into the Chinatown in Vancouver, and the white guy, he was like, "Yeah, thanks, classic. What's up, man?" White guy was like, "Yeah, man. I wouldn't buy none of their stuff. Their stuff, like he was hating because I was spending money over there. He was hating. He was like, don't go over there. Don't spend no money with them. I was like, damn, they did not like the Chinese they didn't like the Chinese in all honesty, um, in Vancouver. And then they had something like almost like a Roscoe's in Vancouver too. Like real talk. They had like a Roscoe's chicken and waffle in Vancouver. Anyway, I'm in the Chinatown in LA. And LA's Chinatown is different. Shout out to all my people from the Far East. Anyway, I am headed to the courtroom. The prelim for the D4VD case is it's happening now. I was there earlier in the week when pretty much everybody was waiting for the family first, Celeste Revis's family, to come on out and make a statement, and they never did. Sat there for hours, hours on end, hours, waiting. Missed the press conference. It was a lot, but they never made a statement. And hey, you know, they didn't make a statement to the press, but they made a statement in writing later. And of course, it's the typical. They're devastated. They know, it's hard. I can only imagine. I could only imagine. But I'm sure they will get the justice. There's probably some unpopular opinion because I'm literally saying that I believe some other stuff is going on, right? I think that what's up, Britt? I think this is just me. I think it's some other stuff going on behind the scenes with industry or there's just some nefarious things going on, in my opinion. That's what I think. I think nefarious things are going on. The little girl ended up getting caught up. The cover story is, well, he was in a relationship with her and he wanted to hide it. So therefore, he didn't want her opening her mouth. So he unalived her. That could be a situation. I don't know. I've already dug a little deeper. And I'm not going to say nothing because the way people are throwing out lawsuits nowadays, well, hold up. But before I even transition to that, I like to have verifiable proof, and I know things and I hear things, but yeah, they got some evidence. They got something, but I just think there's something else going on. So they have evidence. They got something on the guy, but I think they're protecting other people. Case in point, B4BD's location where he stayed in a studio not far from there. I know people that pop in and out of that studio. It is multiple studios, and I'm not even say who runs it, but it's somebody very popular, married to somebody very popular, Beverly Hills. And because I don't want to. I'm already getting kind of like people not wanting to chop it up with me, thinking I'm gonna expose some stuff. But people still at least let me know certain stuff, so they don't just keep me out of the loop. But I'm in the loop, but I don't want to say too much because But I just know some things are going on other than what the cover story is, right? And that's the reason why I even have this live right now. This live is just kind of touching a little bit on where I'm going, and I'm just going to talk industry stuff. But I'm gonna land. Y'all gonna see where I'm gonna land. I'm not just gonna solely stay on D4BD. It's not gonna be solely on industry stuff. It's gonna be really just about, I don't know, what's profitable, follow the money, and why everybody sound the same when we're dealing with music industry today. So I say all that to say B4BD came up in this era where he was a gamer, he was screaming, made his music that way, and I guess he had his own lane with that. But then it's kind of like back in the day they had these things called A&Rs, artisan repertoire, where you will be developed basically as an artist. So him being a streamer, him being who he is, and him starting to make his own music. Um, I mean that's a great thing. But then, what type of artist are you going to be when you get in this industry? You cannot be like, let me say for example, Too Short. Too Short. He was known for Born to Mac, pimping, right? Life is too short. I remember one time I saw an interview. I read an interview where Short was saying he got at Jive Records, I believe, and said, "Yo, I want to do political stuff," and they were like, "Nope, you can't do that. Not you shouldn't." They were like, "No," they said you can't. They told him he can't do it because it's like he already carved his niche as the pimp rap. He already carved his niche as that. They were like, "No, you can't come out on some X-Clan shit." They basically were just so you're limited when you get in this industry. Once you come in a certain way, you go in the way you come out, essentially. So he wasn't going to be the conscious rap. Um, Too Short wasn't. So David came in singing love songs, and it was very dark, um, almost like similar to what's her name, her, like dark, not dark like that, but you know what I'm saying. Just it very similar to her. That's what I'll say. Like as far as the sound, I haven't heard too much about. Um, I haven't heard too much David's music. I'm gonna keep it a buck, but I do know that this guy had the what romantic homicide song. So where in the music industry, where was he going to fit? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But it looks as if they were looking at successful artists and trying to figure out who to put him adjacent to. Um, that's what it is when this music industry gets you and you get in. You could be your own original this or that, but you do got to fit a mold. For example, when Brat came out, Brat wasn't nothing but a Snoop Dogg clone. Let's keep it a buck. Snoop was very successful. Snoop was popular. He was laid back, and he was, West Coast. He was, Snoop was, the baggy jeans, West Coast, right? I remember getting that CD. I actually had the tape. I got the Snoop Dogg first album tape. I remember having the tape. That artwork was crazy. Shout out to the artist who did the artwork. But that album was crazy. It was successful. It did a lot of numbers. It was great. And then I think the first CD I ever bought was, I believe it was 94, 95 with the Brat. I think it was 94, 95, the Brat, Funkify. It was the first CD I ever bought. And on the album cover, the Brat, the Brat, that Funkify song was crazy. Don't get it twisted. Like that Funkify song went nuts. Jermaine Dupri had success with Crisscross, that jump in the early 90s, 92, 93. That jump song was crazy. And then he had another one with Funkify with the Brat. Now you can imagine if the Brat came out, I don't know, they switched up the Brat's style and how she looked, because she came out tomboyish at first. And then, 5 years later when she did the song with Tyrese, What Do You Like? And she's flirting with what's that one boxer, Roy Jones Jr. in the video, and got her breasts out. And he was like, damn, the Brat got all that up under there. They was like, she should have came out like that at first. Okay, you ain't gonna stop. All right. Almost got hit by a car, motherfucker. So the Brat though came out though looking like a straight tomboy, a Snoop clone. That's what she looked. That's what she came out looking like. She came out looking like Snoop, straight up, and that's what that was for real. Now, what they do is they'll take successful acts and they clone essentially. They clone them. That's what they do. They'll take a successful act and clone. Snoop, from what I see, that was my first example. Snoop coming out on some his original, like Snoop wasn't copying nobody. Snoop was just being who he was. Of course, he got styled up or whatever, etc. And it worked for him. So Jermaine Dupri saw that worked for him, for Dre, and he said, all right, I'm gonna give me a female version. And if y'all look at that album Funkify, even look at that video with Funkify, the song Funkify, it's patterned after like a Snoop album. I mean, a Snoop video. Like, what's my name? That What's My Name video was crazy when it first came out. Him with the dog pound and him transforming into a dog and all that. That was crazy. And it was big. Then Brat came out, Funkify. Funkify was a very good album. I ain't gonna lie. It was a dope album. But it wasn't nothing but her cloning Snoop. All right? Y'all got me? Now listen. Got Lil Bow. Yep. Lil Bow Wow, of course, was a Snoop clone. I mean, his name was Bow Wow. Lil Bow Wow is in one of Snoop's skits when it was, I want to be a motherfucking hustler. You better ask somebody. That's Lil Bow Wow. That's actually Lil Bow Wow. So yeah, they took Snoop and cloned him like it wasn't no tomorrow. Straight up. So yeah. Another example, a lot of people probably don't know, but I be paying attention. I remember. And I remember having this fool CD. And I remember seeing this fool freestyle in the club, and I was like, oh, here we go. Because back day, I'd be at the Project Blow, I'd be at Century. I used to work at the regular clubs, and then I would go to the underground clubs, right? So you had a real artist, you know what a real artist is. I knew what the real deal was. There was a guy named Rufus Blaq. He had a song called Out of Sight. Now, this dropped beginning of 98. And he had a song called Out of Sight. Y'all look it up. I put him on a thumbnail. And he was in like a baggy, big old baggy suit, right? The big old baggy, shiny. Who was doing that at the time? Missy. Missy Elliott was very successful with the hit him with the he and all that. And even the song she got with the Brat that year, Psych It To Me. They were doing some, Mega Man. It was Mega Man. They were dressing up like Mega Man. Rufus Blaq, whoever was behind Rufus Blaq, decided, oh, you see this Missy? We're gonna do the male version of Missy, and his name is Rufus Blaq. Real spill. Look it up. Look up a song called "Out of Sight" by Rufus Blaq. His name is Blaq. Blaq. That's it. Rufus Blaq. They didn't do nothing but his took Missy's aesthetic and put it on him. They put him in a shiny suit like Puffy. Like they put him in a straight shiny suit like Puffy, but it was a big old baggy suit like Missy. So this industry is crazy. If they see something is successful, they will clone it. That's all they do. That's all they will do. They will see a success and say, we got to do something like that too. And that's why everybody now sounds the same. In my opinion, that's why everybody sounds the same. What's up, Sherry Horton? Y'all hit the like button. Appreciate y'all hitting the like button. I'm already at the courthouse. I doubt if my people from the media is going to be here because I didn't bring nothing. I just kind of said, let me just pull up. I'm not going into the court room. Oh, okay, I guess we do got media. Media is out here. Media is out here. But let me see. And this is how I'll be getting information too, because just know that there's like a little circle of people that will share information outside of like the press releases and stuff like that. And I'm cool with a lot of these people. Um, so yeah, obviously, I'll turn it around. Media is out here and about here. The media squad, KTLA and Channel 7, and I'm sure my Reuters, the guy from Reuters is here. Let me see, who is this? Oh, that ain't Leo Stallworth. Leo Stallworth's a hoe. I'll tell it to his face. I'll be like, you a hoe. Um, okay. All right. Yeah. We're back out here. We're back here. I doubt if anyone is going to go live or anyone's going to come out and say anything. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna see if anyone's going to say anything, and we'll go from there. But all right. So I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Let me see. I doubt if anyone. Let's see if my buddy is here.
No, I don't know. To tell you the truth.
Who they're expecting? Anyone? Nope. They don't.
We don't know yet.
Just like last time with the.
Did you leave your little tripod here?
No. I took it. I
Oh,
took
you
it.
took it?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
good,
took it.
good. Because
Yeah.
I saw it out here. I'm like, oh no.
No. That was probably someone else's.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even think anything's happening. But I'm gonna hang out. We're gonna shoot ish. But of course, yeah, media's out here, and yeah, of course, I'll find out. I'll get the update. I heard about the D4VD situation where there's been some supposed new victims. So he's like that's just his thing. His thing is just the PDF stuff, right? I guess that's what they're saying because it's other victims that are coming out that are underage. But then there's rumors that say he's a virgin. He said that he's a virgin. I don't know. The cold part about this case, they got all this stuff, and it's unfortunate that the young girl had to go out the way she went out, and people are going to look at that and not really focus too much on the bigger. It's a bigger play at hand where they will have young entertainers, young artists come in and do what? Bring in almost like the Pied Piper. Y'all know that analogy about the Pied Piper, where and that was a cold story because that was an analogy. I believe it's based out of Ireland. I believe it's Ireland. But Irish, the first people there were, uh, well, the derogatory term is pygmies, but they were called the Twa people. And that whole analogy, I believe, was about getting the Twa people, the short little Twa people, out of that. Getting rid of getting rid of the indigenous. That's what it is. That's what it is. But anyway, these artists are like that. They are the Pied Pipers. They will gather up the youth. They'll get the sound. They'll get the ears of the youth, the attention of the youth, and a lot of times these youths are um, these youths are they are misled. They're very misled. They're misled. I think this is sheriff's bus that they're bringing D4DV in. I think, or they might be bringing them here. What's up, Barbara J? Yeah, I think the sheriff's just brought him into the thing. So shout out to him. Let me not be too close to him, because yeah, all type of security. But anyway, I'm gonna go back up there. I'll find out more information about the D4DV situation, the case. He's being, I guess the prelim is today. We already have the arraignment prelim today. There's really not a whole lot that's gonna happen. I'll be surprised if he doesn't get convicted. Um, I think they got to do a deeper dive into like who's really behind this whole little situation with, because it's him, but it's also music industry. And like I said, with music industry, they do trafficking. They traffic people in the music industry, if it's like transactional, like if you go to Starbucks type of situation, right? So that right there, I think that's the deeper, to me. If we're gonna talk about something, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that aspect of it, where we got just this. It's almost like it's a PDF's playground, because you will have an artist like a D4VD come out, and he's gonna bring out the little girls, and they're gonna have crushes, and they're gonna come support, and they're gonna this and that, all that. Like, yeah, that's a real thing. And then they will have people in the audience looking out for the super fan. You want to go backstage? Woo, woo, woo. And man, that's a whole nother conversation. But let me pick it up about music industry and what we talking about, these clones. So I mentioned Snoop and the Brat. Y'all look that up. Snoop and the Brat. They're pretty, like, they cloned Snoop to make the Brat. Gave her his outfits, his hairstyles, even almost like his flow a little bit. Not really, because Brad is dope. I ain't gonna front. Brad, I like her. She's dope. She was dope, but they put on that costume because that was gonna work at the time. And the funny thing is I think Boss, so one of the dopest, she's from Detroit, a dope Detroit rapper, Boss. I think she was already like on that. And then you had the Conscious Daughters too. They were kind of like on that. Conscious Daughters was out before the Brat. And you was not a female artist, even MC Light. And Light is beautiful, right? Light is nice, she's dope, but she still had to dress up like a tomboy. You really wasn't gonna have a prissy, feminine looking woman MC, that was gonna like really stand out in the 90s. So they put the Brat in Snoop's garb. And then I mention Rufus Blaq. Did y'all look up the guy Rufus Blaq? Because I remember seeing him. I think I remember having that CD. It was a CD of that single, Rufus Blaq. They had, Out of Sight. And if you listen to the song, of course, it sounded like he even was trying to sound like Missy. He was even trying to sound like Missy. And I'm like, okay, this is a commercial, little whatever. This is what they're trying to do. This is the angle they're trying to work. All right, whatever. And I saw him at, I forget which club it was, but it was somewhere in LA, one of the little nice clubs. And they were like, yeah, we got Rufus Blaq. I was working. I'm like, oh, that's Rufus Blaq. It was like months later or maybe weeks later because stuff used to move. Like you'll get a CD from an artist and then you'll see him at a club or you'll see him somewhere. Like it used to pop back in the day. Nowadays it's kind of like, but anyway, I saw him like maybe I think like weeks later, and guy came and he like, yeah, they say he gonna freestyle. I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay. Then he went up there and said some whack shit and fucked up. Like he messed up like a few times. I was like, okay, this guy ain't a real MC. This ain't a real artist. And that was it. That was it. We ain't heard nothing from him after that. Missy kept on doing what she was doing, and she became successful. Like I said, she did the Sock It To Me with the Brat that same year, and just success. Why you all in my grill? Like Missy was doing it, and then Rufus Blaq, she tried to catch that wave. The end of she was like, okay, we got an artist. They probably were developing him, and that's why I said about A&R. They probably were developing him for years, and they were like, you see this, and this was right at the beginning of the shiny suit era with Puffy. They said, oh, you see Puffy's doing whoop whoop whoop. Even Jay-Z had to kind of conform to the shiny suit. Look at that In My Lifetime Volume 1, right? Everybody was like, oh, they got to do. Look at Puffy. Everybody was following Puff to a degree. So and then they saw Missy. They said, okay, we're gonna take Rufus Blaq and we're gonna make a male version of Missy. And they tried it. And he in his song, even in the beginning of his song, the first bar is like, "Give me give me," like he was trying to do the he. Like it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Rufus Blaq was just embarrassing. No, I ain't talking about the dude per se. I'm talking about that act. How they tried to clone, that was embarrassing. Very embarrassing. And you really don't see too much of that cloning stuff like that anymore. But now you I guess we do have it. Because I just saw when I was looking through the whole D4DV stuff. He started out young. I think he started out 17, 16, right? He was already doing this thing with the gaming, whether he had a following. He transitioned off into the music game and he ended up getting a deal. He signed to this person. He opened up for a few major artists and he was rocking that whole necromancy. That's what I can say. I'll just say he was doing the whole necromancy thing. And he had the white with the B, the blood, right? I guess he was trying to find his way, find out what type of artist he's gonna be. There really is no like successful male R&B. I mean, okay, Usher, Chris Brown. I'm talking about current day. Anybody that's new that Usher and Chris Brown came out years ago, the 90s, 2000s. Nobody now. There's no successful like R&B male, really, a new one. Like there's really none. So they probably were like, okay, who we gonna fashion him after? They have to look at his ability. They have to look at who he was, and then he he's a aesthetically looking guy to the girls, so the girls is gonna be drawn to him. But if he ain't got no style, he just ain't got no style. They sometimes don't even allow certain artists to even like do interviews because it's like, oh no, you dumb, you dumb. They don't even hide. They are no, you stupid, you stupid. Don't say nothing. We can't even media train you because you have to go through this whole thing with media training because you're not gonna get on to a major news outlet, media outlet, and say something that'll damage the people behind you that are backing you financially. They're not gonna allow that. So the A&R stuff used to, artists and repertoire for the artists, and then they would have you do media training. But D4DV, I'm just saying there's no modern version of a successful artist like of that caliber. They were trying to fashion him to be like, okay, they were going to put him up on this, on this pedestal to, oh, he's the guy. He's the guy. The D4 David. They were going to, that's what they were going to do. And again, they still didn't have like a successful, like who could they align him with? Now, Pete that he opened up for SZA. He opened up for SZA in 2023, the SOS tour. He opened up for SZA. Now, there's rumors that he and Scissor, or he said that Scissor is an inspiration. And there's rumors that like Scissor took him under his wing, but I can't confirm that, you know. But I'm looking at how the industry plays and how they were lining up what they were lining up. And it looks like maybe D4 VD was going to be like the male Scissor. Peep it, peep it, peep it. I'm telling you, peep the game. And Scissor's dope. Scissor, you know, she can sing and, you know, she's unique as hell, right? What is D4VD? And now the aesthetic, you just can't wear it. It's got to be in you. It's something different now. You can't just wear it like how the Brat did Snoop's. She just wore it. What's up, Janine Taylor and Barbara J is in the building. What's up, y'all? Oh, is LP here? Where LP at? I don't see LP. Somebody said, "What's up to LP?" LP ain't even in here, and y'all giving him shouts out. Shout out to LP. Um, Sherry Horton says, "All smoke and mirrors." Yeah, Yvonne, I see you. Appreciate you, Yvonne. Yeah. They were looking for the next, like almost like Luther. Luther Vandross was an artist that was just. I mean, Luther was very talented. Number one. And the funny thing is that you know, SZA has a song, and Kendrick has a song. Luther. But anyway, David was supposed to have been fashioned, I believe, after SZA. I can't put nobody else on it. I can't like think of who. Like the proximity to SZA is interesting. And like I said, I got other artists that I know. I'm not gonna say their names because I don't want to blow up nobody's spot. But um, who he was connected to, and I'm not familiar with his music like that. Let me keep it a buck. But I'm probably gonna listen. But I don't really want to. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If he beats these charges, his career is done. His career is done. He may not even make it out to jail. They got him locked up, so they got him locked up. He's not in general population, of course, for safety. But what they do to them type of them PDFs in jail is man. Nighty night, keep your butthole tight. Now, and he gotta watch out for his life. Uh, His career is done. Even if he comes out of here, even if he gets out of here, um, even if he makes it out, what can they do to salvage his career? Yeah, I can't even look or listen to any of his music really. Like it's like the R. Kelly effect. R. Kelly's talented. I got records. I don't play him. I can't play R. Kelly no more. I hate to say it like that, but I can't play R. Kelly no more. D4VD's little career, it's a done deal. It's done. It's a done deal. And we'll see. I think if they're doing the speedy trial, whatever, they're gonna do the speedy trial. Everybody's in the building. Let me say what's up to everybody. Janine and Barbara, Yvonne, Classics in the building. Let me switch gears. And the reason why I'm gonna switch gears because like I said, I what I do is a little bit different now as far as like how I disseminate information. Because people are so quick to sue. Y'all know about Brian McKnight. Y'all know about Brian McKnight, right? Everybody know Brian McKnight. He was trying to sue Jaguar right for some stuff that she said. He said it was defamatory. He was out of it. He was out of pocket all the way through. Didn't go through. Tried to serve her in all kind of jurisdictions. It didn't work. It didn't happen. He even tried to get her past the statute of limitations for defamation. Now he's suing Mark Lamont Hill. He's suing his son. He's suing his ex-wife. He's suing Tasha K. I think he's even suing the New York Post. I don't even think I'm making that up. I'm literally just going off of what I read and what I heard, and I'm like, dang, this dude is on one. He is suing everybody. He is suing. Brian McKnight is back at it again. Brian McKnight is suing everybody. He said it's me versus everybody. He said it's a conspiracy. Brian McKnight literally said that it's a conspiracy to make him look a certain way. That's what's going on right now. So Brian McKnight is suing everybody right now. Y'all look into that. That's crazy. And I don't talk too much about him. And the reason why I'm even saying it, and the reason why I'm saying it is because we talked about him months back. Just all that goofy stuff he was doing. We talked about him months back. Look, his reputation, Brian McKnight's reputation, is been bad. It's just that it's just bubbled up to the surface, and like I done heard some stuff, and I'm not like I ain't been in that dude's studio or been in the studio with him or nothing like that, but I did hear some things. Brian McKnight he's suing everybody, but that's why I be like very conscientious and careful about what I say, and that's a damn shame because freedom of speech, you should be able to say anything. Of course, you shouldn't be able to say anything that's going to endanger anybody. You definitely shouldn't defame nobody. But if you got firsthand knowledge about something, you come out and say it. That's the thing. You can have firsthand knowledge of an artist doing something. We used to call him Clay Flav. What does that mean? Clay Flav? What are you talking about? Clay Fave. Okay. I got firsthand knowledge of an artist doing something. And if I just come out and say it, oh, Clayface. That's hilarious. But if I got firsthand knowledge of an artist doing something and I just say it, and then that person decides to sue me, and then you know I'll just write a statement and saying this is what happened at the time, blah blah blah. If there was no police records or nothing like that, I mean, it's kind of like your word against his. So that's what was going on with the whole with the Jag situation. Like he really didn't know what tree he was barking up, but he was just looking to just get some attention, and he's got that attention now because now he's going at everybody. He like I'm swinging on everybody. He's trying to go after everybody. But good luck because I don't think he'll be able to really successfully sue Mark Lamont Hill. Mark Lamont Hill didn't do nothing but interview his son and his ex-wife. But Brian McKnight obviously is yeah. Now LP pop up. Your name like Candyman, LP. You pop up. They said your name. Somebody said your name 3 times, and then you go, "What's good? What's up? What's up?" I'll get with you too, LP. I know I've been saying that. I'm working on some stuff with my nephew. It's some real stuff. We getting all kind of stuff done. I got a couple of nephews that I'm working with, like real blood nephews that's really trying to do their thing. So we're working. We're working. But I'll have something for you for real. No, yo, LP, no, people was, I guess somebody, I think it was Barbara J. I don't know who was it, said, "What's up, LP?" But I think they were meant to say classic. And then you pop up. If you go back to the rewind, I was like, "Oh, you ain't even in here," and they calling you out. But that's what's up. That's good. Um. Anyway, I am downtown LA. I'm right here by the port. I gotta get something to drink. I am like, I don't know. Anyway, I'll hang on for another few more minutes, and I'm gonna be up out of here. Yeah, I'll get with you next week. Because all honesty, it's this weekend is gonna be. You already know. Okay, I'm gonna go find out if something does come up, like new developments with the Deep War. The David situation. Oh damn! Uh, if new developments happen, or if I hear something, I might just go live or whatever. If someone comes up and they say something, I might just go live. But I'm here at the courthouse, and we're just going to find out if there's any new development with this David case. That's all. I think it's a wrap for him. No, I don't think he's gonna. I mean, I don't know what his defense is, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. You really got to look at this whole situation. Somebody's banking on it. Uh, 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 when you have a case at this level, you're spending $300,000-400,000 maybe a day on attorneys. And does he have money like that? He might. He might got money like that. Um, he might not. He might be being financed. He might have somebody that's making sure that this case goes a certain way. But like I said, I really wish. I hope this is something that comes about to where they uncover some other stuff, and some people could be prosecuted along with him, because it ain't just him. I can guarantee you that it ain't just him. He probably didn't victimize that young girl alone, even though he was grown. Yeah, and again, I say go look at the parents too, because to be honest, anybody that don't like keep an eye out on their kids like that, they're liable. It's an issue. Okay, what's going on here? I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Oh, let me go this way. All right, what y'all got up for today? I know the weekend is coming up. Anybody gonna check out that Michael Jackson movie? Ugh, geez, the hell. Oh man, y'all. If y'all out here, y'all you smelt that smell. It smelled like straight sewage. Whatever that vent, whatever's going on back down under there. How's everybody? That's what LP says. How is everybody? No, I appreciate y'all popping up and showing up. I do appreciate that though, for real. Not interested in the Michael Jackson movie. I kind of want to see it now. They say, I mean, they're kind of dogging it out. Like the reviews is kind of dogging it out. But I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna definitely check it out. You passing on the Michael Jackson movie? I ain't mad. I mean, if you lived in that area, you ain't got to watch the movie. And there's plenty of documentaries talking about it too. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I might be back though. I might come back. Let me go check in with my press corps people and see if there's anything popping. And I might just pop back up. I don't know. We'll see. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all though. But you guys have a productive day. Have a good morning. Stay in high vibration. Raise your consciousness. You gotta be beyond their BS. And don't let no bad news F you. I'm gonna say this, and I say that to say this because sad situation. I remember Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman, that's his name, right? Black Panther. He literally was fighting the C word battle privately, and then uh, people started making fun of him online. I remember one particular person. I ain't even say who his name is, but y'all can figure it out. And this guy knows who he is. He literally went on his platform and said Chadwick is looking like the crack panther, not the Black Panther, and was laughing. And I was just like, that's messed up. And his wife just came out and said when Chadwick was fighting the battle, he was doing it in secret, and he had high hopes that he would beat it. He was going to beat it, but then his morale got low when he started seeing people talking about him online in a negative fashion, kind of like what I just mentioned, and maybe that took away his will to live. It's unfortunate. So that's why it's very important for you to control your mind pattern. It's really about how you feel about you, and God ultimately is going to judge you. But just try to stay in high vibration. You got a lot of people who are really just here to just bring you down emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, all that. So you really got to just stay on your vibration and stay in high hopes. Keep it. You say I can watch it until it's off. Okay, nobody's gonna watch the Michael Jackson. Then I'm not gonna watch it. You see how that works? If y'all don't want to watch it, then I'm not gonna watch it. I'll go save my money. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. But that's the power of the internet too. It's kind of like I was thinking about it. Maybe I will watch it. And I have ways of watching it without even going to the theaters. But if y'all ain't even caring about it, it's like whatever. Who cares? But yeah, the internet though can if you log in and see something about maybe something you care about or even yourself, then that could really affect your day. So just keep that in mind. People be on here trolling and thinking it's funny and all that, and saying stuff about certain people and saying certain things about certain people's family and this and that, and they think it's funny. You think you're not gonna pay for that. You'll pay for it maybe in your next life. You know what I'm saying? Like when you bring on emotional distress onto people, yeah, there's a cost for that. You think it's funny, you laughing in the backdrop, but in all honesty, those type of people, they're miserable anyway. They're sitting there laughing, trying to bring on emotional distress to people, but they're miserable in real life. They got nothing going on in real life. Like that. That's the unfortunate thing. That's the cold part about it. They got nothing going on in real life. So I say all that to just say, just keep your vibrations high and don't trip off of you know, people in their issues because they have issues. All right, I may come back and I'm gonna go down here and see what's going on with this media frenzy, and I gotta handle some other stuff. We gotta call my folks. We gotta get some business done today, and we're gonna go from there. All right, so keep the notifications on. I'll be back like the Terminator. Peace.